Have you ever wondered if the world you live in is truly limited to only what your eyes can see? Perhaps, just beyond the familiar walls, lies a vast horizon waiting for us to step toward. Long ago, there was a young man named Ari. Deep in his heart, he always carried a longing to see more, to see farther, and to see deeper than what his small village could ever offer him. And to find the answer, Ari decided to leave his village, to seek out a wise old man in a hidden village beyond the distant mountains. Ari grew up in a small village, surrounded on all sides by mountains and forests. The only road that led outside opened only to an empty field. The villagers often said, "There is nothing out there. Here is where it's safe." But Ari's heart kept whispering, "If this is all there is, then why do I always long for more?" And so, one morning, Ari left the village. He began a journey, not knowing what awaited him ahead. The first path led Ari to an old wooden bridge stretching across a rushing river. Each step on the bridge creaked, making him tremble with fear. A thought rose in his mind. If the bridge breaks, I will fall into the waters below. But then Ari thought, if I turn back, I will only ever see the old village. If I want to see something different, I must keep moving forward. He took a deep breath, placed his trust in his steps, and crossed the bridge. After the bridge, Ari entered a foggy forest. Every path was shrouded, light barely breaking through. Within the mist, he heard familiar echoes, voices like those of the villagers. "There's nothing out there." Turn back for a moment, Ari hesitated, his heart filled with doubt. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was wrong. But then, in the silence, Ari heard the sound of his own footsteps, his heartbeat still steady, guiding him through the haze. He smiled softly and whispered, "This path is mine, not theirs." And so he walked on, pushing through the mist. At last, Ari stood before a towering cliff. From its base, the rock seemed to touch the sky. Fear swept over him. What if I fall? What if I don't have the strength? His hands trembled, his breath quickened. But then Ari remembered. He had crossed the old bridge. He had passed through the foggy forest. Perhaps only when I dare to climb will my vision truly open. So he began to climb. His hands bloodied, his body weary, yet little by little, Ari pulled himself upward, and when he finally reached the top, before his eyes stretched a sight he had never known. Rolling green hills, winding rivers, and far in the distance, a village glowing with lights, hidden beyond the mountains. Ari stood still. For the first time he realized the world was far greater than what his eyes had ever seen from his small village. When Ari entered the hidden village beyond the mountains, he saw an old man sitting on the porch, his eyes holding the depth of the evening sky. The old man looked at Ari with a gentle smile, as if he had known all along the young man would come. The old man spoke. "What did you see on your way here?" Ari hesitated, then replied, "I saw a trembling bridge that filled me with fear. I saw a foggy forest that left me uncertain. I saw a towering cliff that seemed impossible to climb. And yet, I kept going, and I discovered a world far larger than I had ever known." The old man nodded slowly. Many believe vision is simply the eyes looking far. But no. True vision is the heart that dares to walk through the fog. It is the mind that stays steady when the bridge trembles. And it is the will that does not give up, even when the cliff seems to block the way. Ari stayed silent, letting the words sink deep. In that moment, he understood. The difficult journey itself was the greatest lesson the old man had to give. The old man looked into Ari's eyes, his voice calm yet warm. In life, you will always face old bridges, foggy forests, and towering cliffs. They may take the shape of work pressures, the doubts of others, or the limits within yourself. Vision is not about avoiding these things. Vision is about daring to move through them, about keeping your mind clear when everything around you grows dark. Only then will you truly see your path. Ari bowed his head in gratitude, and in that moment he realized the most precious thing was not the distant hidden village, but the journey he had just walked, and the way his eyes, his heart, and his mind now saw the world.